Hey guys, Churchy here, and welcome back to part 3 of the Oblivion Remastered Like a Boss series. So you're already unstoppable with the chameleon shenanigans that we got up to in part 2, but now let's use that to expand your power into a different direction and give you access to some more fun elements of the game which you can incorporate into your shenanigans. This one is a bit more of an undertaking and might take a few hours, but the plan in this part is to rush to level 17 to get access to Transcendent Sigil Stones, get yourself an armor set. Any armor set's going to work, even clothing will work, and then once we have our armor sorted, we'll sneak our way through 9 Oblivion gates to get ourselves 9 Transcendent Sigil Stones, with 5 of them being magic resist stones and 4 of them being a mix of either fire shield, frost shield or shock shield stones. You can save and load to get the sigil stones that you want. As we acquire the stones, we can upgrade our chosen armor set, and eventually we'll reach 100% magic immunity, and we'll also hit the 85 armor cap with our fire, frost or lightning shield enchantments, which will be totaling 100% shield effect. Hitting the armor cap and reaching 100% magic immunity is easier if you're playing a Breton with the Lord Birth Sign, because Bretons are OP and get 50% magic resistance, and in the remaster the Lord Birth Sign gives you 15% magic resistance and 15% shield. You might also not need all of the shield enchantments depending what armor set you decide to wear, but just to show what's possible on any character, I'll be collecting 4 of the elemental shield stones for a total of 100% shield enchantment and 5 of the magic ones to get 100% magic resistance. So we're going to hit the armor cap and be magic immune, even if we just enchanted clothing. Alright, let's get into it. So first, let's rush to level 17. After a lot of mucking around, I think in the Oblivion Remaster, skills contribute an amount towards a level based on the current numerical rank of the skill. As skills get higher, they contribute more experience towards a level up. How much a skill increase contributes to a level up also seems to be amplified if the skill is part of your class specialization. So combat skills contribute more if your class specialization is combat, and so on. So with that in mind, to achieve some fast leveling, we're going to be doing some skin grad alchemy farming like I showed you in part 1, until we have enough gold for some training, and then you're basically going to train 5 points in a skill that's part of your class specialization if you can, or consider training an armor skill, as that's going to make you hit the armor cap faster, and if not, then just prioritize your skills that are the highest, because they're going to contribute more as you're leveling up. And don't worry about leveling alchemy, because we're going to be leveling that ourselves. If you'd like a more detailed look at the alchemy farm, you can watch part 1 of this series, but for those just watching this part, here's a quick overview. So you go to the Skingrad stables, you harvest grapes from the vineyards, then you fast travel to the Skingrad East Gate, turn around and head outside, jump down on your left and make your way to the tomato patch, gather the tomatoes, combine the grapes and the tomatoes using a mortar and pestle to create restore fatigue potions, sell the potions, go to an interior cell or building, wait or sleep for a total of 72 hours, and then the crops should have reset and you can repeat the farm. So the process for this part is basically work your way up to a level up by doing the alchemy farm, train your 5 points of whatever skill you're going for, in my case heavy armor. I've gone over and trained at Bernardo in the best defense in the Imperial City Market District.
Bye.
So you've trained your 5 points, then you level up, train your next 5 points.
You've got a lot to learn.
Do the alchemy farm until you're ready to level up again. Do your level up, train another 5 points at the trainer, and then do the alchemy farm again until you level up. And basically just keep repeating this process and make sure that you train your 5 points in the skill that you've chosen every time you are leveling up. If you do want to make it easier, just follow what I'm doing, training heavy armor, and that will line up nicely with some other stuff later in the guide. So if you are doing heavy armor training like I am, then eventually you'll hit a point where Venado will no longer train you in heavy armor because you've hit rank 70. So talk to him about training, and then he'll tell you to go find Pranal at the Roxy Inn, which is just north of the Imperial City. So then when you head there, Pranal will give you a short quest to do before he offers you his training. He just wants you to go and get a silver pitcher and 4 silver glasses to give as a gift to the innkeeper. To get these super quickly, just head over to Chorrol, go into the Mages Guild, head upstairs into the library, and then that's where their dining room is, and on the shelves in there you can find a silver pitcher and 4 silver glasses. Then you can just fast travel back to the Roxy Inn and finish the quest and unlock the training.
I do enjoy his company, but I'm afraid I just don't have romantic feelings for him.
For indulging an old man's whims. There's much I can show you.
So now you're level 17 and it's time to get the armor set you'd like to use, or if you've already got the full set that you want, skip to the Sigil Stone farm prep section of the guide. So you're going to need boots, greaves, cuirass, gloves, helmet, shield, and you're also going to want to get an amulet and 2 rings. You can get those pretty easily from the jewelry shop in the Imperial City Market District. So we're going to basically be enchanting 5 pieces of gear with magic resist transcendent sigil stones and 4 with a fire, frost or lightning shield stone for a total of 100% magic resistance and 100% shield. The shield enchantment is going to bring us to the armor cap of 85, which I think has remained the same in the remaster, and it's going to do that very easily even if we're wearing very little or no armor at all and just enchanting clothing. So because we're level 17, the best armors we can get are Elven for light armor or Ebony for heavy armor. Again, any armor will work for this, but if you want glass or Daedric armor for style points, you'll have to get to level 20 for those armors to start appearing on NPCs. For my character, I'm going after Ebony armor, and there is a super easy way to get a full set of Ebony armor at this point minus a shield. Because I was getting training in heavy armor while I leveled up in the previous step, I've ended up here at the Roxy Inn just north of the Imperial City because I was getting some training from Pranal once I got my heavy armor skill over 70. So I'm going to be putting my hide gear that we made in part 2 back on and the Ring of the Khajiit and make sure I'm back at 100% chameleon. Then when I head inside the inn, you can see some mercenaries wearing some nice high tier gear. These guys are involved in a quest, but as Claude is the main one involved and the others are his mercenary buddies, you can kill them and you can kill him too, but just know that it will mean you miss some dialogue in the quest, nothing you can possess. The cool thing about these guys though is that they are guaranteed to have the highest tier of armor available at your level. So in this case it's Elven and Ebony, but if I was level 20 then it would be Glass and Daedric. And between the 3 light armor guys you can potentially get a full set of the light armor, so Elven armor in this case, or from Rigmor the heavy armor wearer you can get a full set of heavy armor, which will be Ebony armor, and that's just minus a shield. So on this character I'm going to kill Rigmor and take her heavy armor, being the Ebony armor, and then I'm going to hunt for an Ebony shield. You can also use Umbra's Ebony shield, which is what I'm ultimately going to do. We picked that up in part 1. Its armor rating is more like an Orcish shield, but it's totally fine for our purposes, and if you're going for Ebony armor, it means you don't really have to do any marauder farming if you want to skip that step, because we've already got the full set of armor. I just want to show you a bit of the armor farming, so I'm using the excuse of farming an Ebony shield to show you guys how to hunt marauders. At this point, it's also worth mentioning Elven and Ebony armor start appearing at level 15, and you can start finding enchanted pieces at level 17. I've leveled to level 17 because I knew I was going to be able to get a full set of Ebony armor minus a shield, and I'm confident that if I needed to, I could find a non-enchanted Ebony shield pretty quickly, but I will just be using Umbra's shield. If you want to get Elven or Ebony armor and you don't want to kill any townsfolk, it's more optimal to do the Marauder farm we're about to do at level 15 rather than 17, because then the Elven and Ebony armor that spawns won't have any chance of being enchanted. If you want a lower tier of armor, that will be pretty fast and easy to collect because there are a lot of Marauders to farm, so even if they spawn with enchantments on those pieces of gear, you're still likely to get another piece of the same gear anyway, and you can also sometimes find the lower tiers of gear in shops. So let's farm some Marauders, and again I will just quickly put on my hide stuff again, make sure it's all on, make sure I got my Ring of Khajiit on, make sure we're at 100% chameleon, which we are, so nothing will see us. And now we're going to travel down to Vindasal, and then we're going to head east to Fort Homestead. Fort Homestead's about here, we're going to farm some Marauders there, and then we'll head down here to Fort Elysia and farm some Marauders there. Now as you come up on the fort as well, just have a look and see if there are Marauders wearing any gear that you want, because you can kill them and take it. Like there's a guy there. And there's usually another one in here. Or sometimes there is. There he is. But anyway, here we are at Fort Homestead. So we're just going to head on in. So now we're inside Fort Homestead, so we want to head down this way. And we're going to go left here, but just sort of poke your head in here. Have a look at this guy, see if he's got anything. Have a look at that guy, see if he's got anything you want. Basically doing a bit of window shopping. And then we head over here to the left to the passages. And then we want to go right. And there's usually an NPC here somewhere. Yep, just have a look what they got. They've got an orcish cuirass. I kind of want that, so I'm going to kill them.
Hey,
they have no idea what's hitting them.
Hey, I'd better cut down on the ale.
There we go. And just like that, I've got myself an orcish cuirass, so I'll pick that up. And then we just keep on heading down this way. There'll be another NPC here somewhere usually. There they are. They haven't got anything that I want. So I'm just going to continue on. And then down here is the Heroes Hall. So now we go across this bridge. Let's see what they've got. So they got some nice ebony armor and stuff. They got some orcish boots. I kind of want that, so I'm going to kill them and take it.
I guess it was nothing.
And we'll see what we get.
Skirting around in the shadows, making me jumpy.
Alright, so let's see. We got some orcish boots, just like that. Nice. And if I wanted to, I can take these. That's actually a really nice enchantment too. And this is what I was talking about. You can get some fun items sometimes with some cool enchantments on them that are different than what we're going to be going for in the guide. So I'll hold on to those for now. And what's this guy got? Anything I need? Nope. Alright. So now we're ready to get on out of this fort and head on to Fort Elysia. Okay, now we're going to head east and go to Fort Elysia. So we just keep on heading on. And we're nearly at Fort Elysia. And same thing again, just have a look at the guys outside, just in case they've got something you want. And then we head on into the fort. So now in Fort Elysia, just head to the left. Same again, just have a suss. And then we're just going to go down here. So we head on into the assembly hall. And now here we are in the assembly hall, and we're going to end up behind that gate, but we have to go around. So same thing again, just have a bit of a window shop, see what they've got. It looks like that person's got orcish greaves, which I want, so I'm going to take them out. Alright, let's see. Orcish greaves, perfect. So I'm collecting my orcish set along the side here. Yeah, I don't think they've got anything I need. I'll just have a quick look at their gloves. Nope, it's just the dwarven thing. So we can just go back up. Let's see what they've got. They've got ebony. That's fine. Don't need that. But yeah, basically we loop around. So we follow along. Basically we're coming along here, coming across this bridge. And then we go left. We come up around here. And then in this room is where the warlord is. And hopefully they'll have a shield. That would be amazing. Nope, they've just got more ebony, and they've got a nice elven longsword and an orcish helmet. So we'll kill them and we'll see what they got. Alright, so what's he got? Elven shield, Greaves of the Sun. So it's pretty interesting. We'll grab our orcish helmet, because I'm collecting the orcish set just to try and kind of show you guys that you can collect other sets as well if you'd like to, quite easily. So now we're at the point where we've farmed the two like easy to get to Marauder dungeons that are like consistent with the Warlords and everything. So we're just going to head back out. Okay, so continuing on from Fort Elysia, now we've hunted some Marauders for some heavy armor, so we're going to go hunt some bandits for some light armor. And we're basically going to go to Fort Nickel, which is about here. So travel to the Chestnut Handy Stables. And Fort Nickel's an interesting one because it's actually got Marauders and bandits in it, so it can be a nice one to check. So we just turn west and run on over this bridge. And here we are. So we can head on in. And now we can have a look. And if you're looking for light armor, you've got some bandits, and we got some marauders down here too. So, and you can open these and they'll actually fight each other. So, but yeah, basically just come on in and look around and see. Here we have some bandits, and they're basically running towards where the marauders are. And then on the other side, if I open the marauder one, they'll want to fight. But yeah, you can have a gaze, you know, oh, a bit of mithril, maybe you want mithril, maybe you want chainmail. But that's basically the gist of this one. Okay, so we're back outside the fort, and if you want another place that you can just farm a lot of bandits, that's actually just purely bandits, then just travel over to Vilverin, right outside the Imperial Sewer exit where you leave at the start of the game. We actually went to Vilverin in part 2 of this guide series, so we're going back. And yeah, now we can just look at these guys out here, see what they've got, you know, a bit of chainmail, oh yeah, a bit of mithril, you know, and then we can head on inside. And we only really have to poke our nose into the first area, because deeper than that it goes into the undead dungeon. But yeah, we can just come on down, see if there's a guy hanging out here at all. Head on down. There we go, here they are. And we've got someone wearing some mithril. Now the ringleader will probably be down there, but they can sometimes be up here, I think, so worth having a little gaze. But yeah, just like make your way through and just keep looking, you know, another person wearing light armor. We can come down and have a look. And there's more down here as well, usually. Don't know where everyone's got to, but you sort of get the gist. It's just another dungeon where you can have a look for some light armor. There is also one bandit that's down here that's worth checking out. What do you know? He's got some elven armor on his chest piece. And yeah, that's basically the gist. But beyond this point, it's basically undead dungeon, so... But usually good to check that guy. Okay, when you're done farming for either your heavy armor or light armor or whatever random combination of both you'd like, then you can reset all of these dungeons by going into an interior cell and waiting for 3 days. So we're building. I'm just going to go back to the Roxy Inn and rest in there for 3 days. That'll reset all the dungeons, and then you can just keep on farming this route of dungeons for as long as you want to get whichever armor set you want to get.
Good morning.
And that's all there is to it. You just wait the 3 days and rinse and repeat. We got to level 17, so when we grab a Sigil stone in a plane of Oblivion, it will be the highest tier stone, which is a Transcendent Sigil stone. So now we're going to do the Oblivion Gate at Kvatch, that's part of the main quest, and then go into Kvatch and rescue Martin from the chapel, and then finish the Find the Air quest. This will spawn some more Oblivion Gates across the map for us to farm. Before you head to Kvatch, if you haven't given Joffrey the Amulet of Kings at Wayunin Priory, do that first to get the Finding the Air quest. Alright, so we just go on in here and we talk to him.
I'm Brother Joffrey. What do you...
And you can just rush through this. Or you can listen if you want, like, the lore and the story, which is actually really good, so, you know, it's up to you. I'm just rushing through it because I'm showing you the guide and so on, so just rush through all this. Okay, now we have the Find the Air quest. So now we're ready to head to Kvatch. Now we fast travel to Kvatch and make sure we have our 100% chameleon gear on. Head up to the Oblivion Gate and talk to Savli and Mattias, offer to help, and then head into the Oblivion Gate.
There's still time. The guards still...
I was just lucky to be alive. I'm angry.
So here they are. You can help him with the fight. Okay, so he's triggered his scripted thing. You might have to fight some Daedra if they're already fighting, but then afterwards you can just come and talk to him anyway. Just rush through this. And then we say that we want to help.
You're kidding, right?
And then he'll, you know, do this, blah, blah, blah. And then say, yes, I'm sure. And then they'll tell you to go into the gate. So now we can just run into the gate. Here come the enemies now. But that's fine. They can deal with those. We'll just run straight into the gate. Speed is the name of the game, you know? And since we're invisible, we're totally fine. So, rush through the Oblivion Gate and save before you grab the Sigil Stone. You can do a quick save just after you've grabbed the stone, but before it spawns in your inventory. So that way, if you need to load to get the one that you want, you can just load and it'll appear in your inventory and you can keep spam reloading if you need to.
Captain, I'm getting out of here. All right.
We just pop up here. This guy's got the key. Scripted event, so he's talking to us, but it's fine. He can't actually see us. Alright, so here we are back in the main tower, and we want to head this way. Unlock the door. And head on through here. Door's unlocked with the keep key. And just like that, we've reached the end of the Plane of Oblivion, and that is the Sigil Stone we're going to grab. So basically what you want to do is, I'll probably do a manual save here as well, just so I've got it. But you can actually grab the Sigil Stone and pop a quick save before it spawns in your inventory. So that way, you just have to load your game until you get the Sigil Stone that you want. You're trying to get Transcendent Sigil Stones that give either the magic resistance or fire, frost or lightning shield. If you get one of those, great. If not, reload and grab the stone again. So I'm going to quickly grab the stone, and as soon as I do, I'm going to hit F5 to quick save. So I quick save, And now we wait. And now the stone spawned in my inventory just then, so I can click I before we load into the next area. And we just go here. And we can have a look what we've got. We just show details. Just click on it, actually. And you'll see we got resist shock. So it's not one I want. So I just quick load my game. F9. And now we wait. And now it spawns in my inventory. So we can just check again. Just click on it. Fortify fatigue, not what we want. So we're going to just back out of our inventory and we're going to quick load. And now we just, again, same process, you get it. Just keep having a look, see what you get. Night Eye, don't need it, not what we want. So we quick load. Alright, what do we got? Resist magic, 20% on self. Okay, so this is one of the ones we're looking for. And you can see right there, it's telling us if we put it on these orcish boots, you know, these pieces of armor, then it's going to give us 20% resist magic on self. So this is one of the ones we're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and do that shortly. But first I'll just let this play out and go outside again. Because now we've got one that we want, so we're fine to continue on. Talk to Savlian Madius and head into Kavach. Kill the Daedra in the area before the chapel, and then go into the chapel.
It's safe to pull those people out of the chapel. Let's get in there and make... Come on. This is only the beginning.
There's no one else. There were others, sir, but they refused to stay put. We tried to convince them it was dangerous, but they left anyway. I guess they didn't make it.
Find Martin and talk to him.
I heard about how you have... Dane explain... Because I'm the Emperor. What does this mean? You destroyed the Oblivion.
Once he agrees to go to Wayne and Priory with you, head there and fight off the Mythic Dawn guys.
Help? You must help. I don't know. I was in the sheepfold when I looked around the corner. Suddenly weapons appeared in their hands. I don't...
Head to the chapel, help Joffrey.
You're back. They attacked without warning. I was praying in the chapel. The Amulet of Kings. We'll go together.
Then head into the Priory and head upstairs on the right. Then left into the hidden room. Joffrey will say the amulet has been taken. Now you'll be asked to escort Martin and Joffrey to Cloud Ruler Temple. You don't have to do this, but you may as well so that they aren't following you around when you're doing the Oblivion Gate farming. Fast travel to Cloud Ruler Temple and let the little scene play out. This will then end the current main quest and make sure all's well and good for you to move on to the Oblivion Gate farming without them following you.
Don't worry about me, my friend. I know I'm in good hands.
Okay, so something worth mentioning here is that you can actually re-roll which plane of Oblivion layout you get on these gates by loading a game just outside the gate before you've entered and then just re-entering the gate for the first time. Re-rolling the planes basically means that you can ensure that you always get an area that just has a main tower that you can easily go to and climb up to get to the Sigil Stone. Some of the layouts get pretty complicated. So during the gameplay in this video, I've basically just rolled with whatever tower layout I got for the most part, and that's just to show you kind of how to rush through a few of the different layouts. But yeah, it's just good to know that you can re-roll them if you need to or want to, and get one of the simple layouts with just the big tower in the middle. Anyway, let's go in and we'll see what we get. And then I'll re-roll it just to show you. Okay, so here we are, and we've got this one in the middle here. But then if I load my game back out here, and then if we go back in, and you can see we have already got a different layout. So there you go, just like that. The thing with the Transcendent Sigil Stones is you don't actually need an enchanting altar or anything to use them, so you can just enchant as you go along doing these gates. There's no need to hold on to them unless you want to collect them all. But do it either way is fine. It might just be a bit more convenient to enchant as you go, so then when you're in the gate doing the quick save, quick load, you'll only have one stone to worry about looking at to make sure that you've got the right one. So I'm going to do some enchanting now. So I've got the Fire Shield one. Now the Fire Shield, I'm actually going to put on my amulet and my rings and my shield, and then the armor is going to have the magic resistance enchantments. That's just how I want to do it, but feel free to mix them however you want. Okay, so now it's time to farm some Oblivion gates, and the first one we're going to do is over that way, out past Frostcrag Spire to the east. So we're going to travel to Frostcrag and then basically head to about here, and that's where we're going to find an Oblivion gate. So here we are at Frostcrag, and we're basically going to just head east. And here we are. And we can just head on inside. Okay, so in this plane of Oblivion, we need to get to that tower by extending some bridges across. So we need to go up each of these towers and basically pull some levers that are going to extend the bridges. So we're going to smash through that now. Head around here, and you'll see if you look up here, there's actually, you can see there's like no sigil stone or anything. So, but right here is the lever that we need to pull, and lock 1 of 2 has been released. So now we just head back down, and now we're back in the main keep. You can just head down safely, but since we're trying to be stylish, I'm just going to rush down. I'm also quite tanky on this character, so you know, results may vary. And we head across here. Alright, and lock 2 of 2 has been released, so now we can jump back down here. And this time we're going to go out this door, and we can see the cool bridge extend animation, and also this one will retract. As you can see, those are extending, this retracts in a bit, and now those bridges are connected. Now, same thing again, you can go back down safely and just come out there, but we're going to do this the stylish way. And here we are on the bridge. And now we just run up to the main tower. So same thing again of basically just, you know, come up here, maybe pop a manual save if you want to, and then we just walk up and activate the stone, and then pop a quick save as soon as we do, so get your hand ready on F5, because same thing again, grab the stone, quick save, and then we can quick load before it's spawned in our inventory basically if we need to. So we grab it, quick F5, and then we let it do its thing, and now we've got that, so we quickly open our inventory, see what stone we've got. Resist disease. So we'll load. So that is beautiful, and we are ready to just let this Oblivion gate close. And then we'll move on to the next one. It's going to be the shielded shield. Okay, so we've just finished our second gate, and it's time to get straight on into the third. So we're going to travel down to Skingrad, where we've got a few gates to do, and basically then make our way over to Kvatch, where we've got another gate to do. But we're going to go to the Grateful Past stables, and the first gate that we're going to try and go and do is going to be this one, and then we'll move on and do a few others near here as well. So let's travel to the Grateful Past stables and head on up there. And now we just swing north. And this gate that we're looking for is going to be near Goblin Jim's cave. A gate to Oblivion, and we can remove the map marker now, pop a save, and yep, here we are, and we'll head on in. Okay, so we're going to rush on up to the big tower. Same method as we're always trying to do, just rushing through things, getting through this as quick as possible to get our fancy sigil stones. And just like that, another Oblivion gate bites the dust. So same thing again, just do a manual save just in case you accidentally muck this up. Come up to the sigil stone, grab it, and just after you've grabbed it, quick save before it appears in your inventory, like so. Grab it, F5, and then wait for it to appear. Now it's appeared, so we check what it is. I've actually got 2 because I forgot to do my other enchantment, but we've got resist shock. That's not what we want, so we're gonna quick load. Okay, what do we got? Frost shield, perfect. We have another one of the shield ones, so now we can let this end. We could even do our enchanting right there if we wanted to, but I'll let this gate close and we will continue on. Awesome. Ooh, trippy. And just like that, we've closed another Oblivion gate, and we've got ourselves another Transcendent Sigil Stone. And I'm just going to do my enchanting now, so I'm just going to go down to this stone, and it's one of the shield ones. So then, because I want to do mine on my amulets and rings, I'm just going to do it on my amulet for now, for the shield effect. Just make sure you're on the right item when you are enchanting. And there we go. And just like that, we have another really nice piece. So we now have shielded shield and the shielded amulet, and both of those are giving us 25% shield effect, and some fire and frost res as well, so that's kind of nice. Okay, so we've got another gate down, and we're going to head straight on to our next one. So the next gate that we're going to be going for is basically somewhere around here, and we're just going to travel north from Meridia's Shrine to get there. loop around here, and you can already see it on the map. There it is right there. So we don't even need our little marker anymore. And we found our next gate of Oblivion. So we're going to head right on in there. Alright, here we are inside, and of course we want to get up in the big main tower. How can we do that, I wonder? There it is. And we got fire shield. Perfect. There we go. And we'll enchant this. Okay, so now that we're going to move on to the next stone, we're basically going to go somewhere around here. North west of the one we're at now. So we're going to just start heading over that way. Here we are. We have arrived at our next destination. Pop a save. It's funny how that happens. Hey, Daedroff. Alright, here we are, and we're going to head on in. Alright, let's see. What do we got? Oh, a nice big tower. How will we get there, I wonder? Frost shield, perfect. That is another gate done. And enchant that. And now we have all of our shielded items. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and travel down to Kvatch, because the next Oblivion gate that we're looking for is basically somewhere around here. So we'll head to Kvatch and then we'll head west. Alright, here we are at Kvatch, and now we just head west. And we should see an icon appear pretty quick once we get past this Bellator's Folly. And here we are, we've discovered our gate to Oblivion. And I can remove this marker now too, don't need it anymore. And we'll go ahead and pop a save. And we are ready to, we're ready to head on in. Ooh, that's a weird bug. Alright, here we are in the gate. And of course, there's the big tower in the middle that we want to get to. We got a gate in the way again. But it's no big deal, because you can very, very easily get past these. I wonder if I can even go through there. Nope, but that's fine. Resist magic! Yay, we got it. Nice. And just like that, another gate closed. And just like that, we got another piece ready. Okay, another gate closed and we're moving right along, smashing through this. Now it's time to head over to Breville, and we're going to go to a Oblivion gate that's basically around here. So let's travel over to Breville. Okay, so here we are at Breville, and now we just head north. And same thing again, I just like to pop a save. Alright, let's go. Alright, here we are inside, and we've got another one with the towers that we need to activate the levers in the top of to extend the bridges to the main tower. So we're going to just smash through that right now. Hey, we got resist magic. Perfect. So now I let this just close. Another gate closed. And I'm going to just quickly do my enchanting. And that's good to go. Boom. Alright, so at this point we only have a couple of gates to go. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. And now we're going to head on down to Leyawiin. And the next gate that we're basically going to be looking for is about here somewhere. So we're going to travel to Leyawiin northeast gate. And head on out this way. So we just flip around and head on out. And then we are going to head east. And there it is. And we can get rid of our marker now. And I'll pop a save and we'll head on in. Alrighty, here we are inside our second last gate, and we're gonna go ahead and power through it. Hey, we got it. Alright, we're back out here again. Hell yeah. Another gate destroyed. And time to enchant another item. So we'll just come down here, click this, and we'll do the greaves. Okay, we're ready to go and do our final Oblivion gate for the guide. And that one is going to be just up here, basically, somewhere around here. Going to head northeast from the current gate we're at. And, yeah, let's go do it. Beautiful. Here we go. So we'll just pop a save outside in case we want to re-roll the layout. And then we're ready to go. Alright. And we've got another different weird layout, which is fun. So we're going to just go running along. And I'll just rush over there. Hey, there it is. All right, so now we just let it crumble and let the gate close. And we have done it. We just got to do our last enchantment and we are done. All right. There it goes. All right, so now our final enchantment of this glory. So we're going to go to our ebony helmet there and we're going to enchant that. And there we go. Just like that, we have our full set of magic resist gear and our shield gear that's giving us, you know, frost shield, fire shield, or shock shield. And then that, in our effects, you can see we have resist magic 115. It's at 100, but I get an extra 15 from the Lord Birth Sign. And then our shield, we've got our fire shield and our frost shield. Both of those are at 50%. And the shield is basically giving us armor rating. I've also got 15 from the Lord Birth Sign, but if I go over to my inventory, you can see we are well and truly at the armor cap. Even if I take off all of my actual armor, well, even the shield actually as well, we're still at the armor cap, but that's because of the Birth Sign. But basically, yeah, you've just got crazy amounts of protection. And yeah, and full magic immunity. So that is that, you know? That is that. You also get some cool effects on your character for the magic res and the fire shield and the frost shield. If you had shock shield in there as well, you'd like look extra cool, but I just rushed through it to show you guys. But if you really want, you can make sure that in your set of shielded gear that you actually get one that has lightning shock shield as well. But yeah. Now they can see us, but look at this. We'll be so tanky. And look at that. We're not even getting hurt by his spell. What do you know? Alright, that is it for this guide. You are officially unstoppable. You've hit 100% magic resistance, so you are immune to magic. You have hit the armor rating cap, and that's with the 100% shield. You've hit the 85 armor rating cap, and that's with like wearing basically no armor at all. And yeah, you are just an absolute monster at this point. You've got Umbra and all the other stuff we've mucked around with throughout the guide, and you know how to basically farm sigil stones from Oblivion gates now as well if you'd like to, and you can just mix and match and take any part of this guide as well, and just use whichever bits you want to incorporate into your shenanigans or just normal play. But that is it for this one. It's been a hell of a job, but we got it done, and yeah, you're ready to just rock and roll and be completely overpowered if you'd like to. But yeah, let me know what you like to get up to in Oblivion, any shenanigans you like to do. And as you can see, magic immunity, his fire's not hurting us. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day or night, whichever it may be. And I will see you in the next video.